Welcome back to the Major Mitch YouTube channel. Today's episode I wanted to give you a quick project car update, show you the status of the Camaro, and I also wanted to show you a new project I've had hiding in my garage for several months, so be sure to stick around. So I wanted to give you guys a quick update of the shop to show you what we have going on with the Camaro. My dad's been busy. He took the whole front subframe off, took the suspension apart. He's been working on getting the gaps ready on the car and doing some body work and stuff. So he's been plugging away at that slowly, so I have to go through and figure out what all pieces I need to take to the powder coater. Here's a subframe over here. I had to do a couple touch-up little welds on this and hammer a couple things out. So now I'm gonna take all this stuff in this U-Haul that's patiently waiting out here. We're gonna go take that to the powder coater, and then I'm gonna use that truck to go pick up some more projects later. And then you just saw the video of me putting the body back on this car. So that's kind of what's going on in the shop. And now let's head over to my place to show you a project I've been sitting on for, I don't know, about 8 months or so. I'm doing a little bit of fall cleaning here in my house garage, and I thought it was a good time to show you a project I've had kicking around in the back that a couple of you guys have asked about. So I've had this thing for several months now, probably almost a year at this point. This is my 30 Model A coupe that I picked up out in New York, actually right next to like a state prison, which was kind of interesting. But it was hard to tell what exactly I was getting into in the pictures because it was kept in a dark trailer and I saw mainly the good side. So this is the not as good side. She's a little scaly in the rust department. Everywhere else is pretty decent. I think this car was on fire at some point. He said it came from out west. So this is, you know, the non-fire side. The metal's pretty smooth. All the drip rails and gutters are shot, but I have new ones for it. And the body's pretty straight other than the fact that she's got rust in the bottom in typical places, which I was kind of disappointed in, but I mean, the old girl is almost 100 years old, so I'll have to replace that. I have some patch panels for the bottom. So it has a fiberglass trunk on it, and you know, I normally like fiberglass, but in this case, since this is a steel Model A coupe, I think I'd like to find a steel trunk lid for it. This side has about the same rust. It's a little worse down here. The doors need quite a bit of work. Cowl needs quite a bit of work. But if you're not convinced that it was on fire, there's some kindling that's already pretty well burnt up in the charcoal. So the whole wood structure is pretty much shot in the car. It comes with a whole new kit for that, but because of that, she's a little flimsy. She's a little floppy, but that's okay. For what I want to do is I want to turn this into a hot rod. So I'm going to end up chopping it, probably 3-4 inches, something like that, channeling it on a new chassis, and I have to figure out what engine I want to put in it and stuff like that. But this was a little weird because I put this in the back of a pickup truck to haul, and we were driving down the road, everything was fine. Then all of a sudden the back of the truck started jumping up and down violently, and I had no idea what happened. Well, what happened was this metal, since it's 100 years old, it sheared right here, and you can see another crack in here, and this was flapping up and down in the wind, and that was actually grabbing the pickup truck bed and lifting it up and down. It felt like somebody was jumping in the bed driving at 50. So unfortunately, we had some extra damage here, so either I can maybe find another panel, or, you know, we can bring this right back around. But this is the old hot rod. I have accumulated quite a few different parts. Inside it, I have a Pontiac dash from 58 Canadian Pontiac. So it's the Strato Chief, not the Star Chief. And I have like a perfect dash upstairs for this thing. This gauge cluster is basically perfect. It has 5,300 miles on the clock, which is just insane. And based on the ashtray, doesn't look like it was smoked in unless somebody bead blasted this, but the chrome's original. It's got some pits around the edges. The needles have really good paint on them. And this is just a super cool cluster. So that's gonna look awesome on my Model A, and I apologize to anybody that's restoring a 58 Pontiac and is looking for this cluster, because it's mine. I am using it in my hot rod. So this thing will obviously have to be cut down quite a bit to fit in here, but I'm not doing a crazy traditional hot rod, and I'm definitely not doing a straight rod. I just want to do something that's cool, that's custom, and that's pretty clean. So I just have a couple other miscellaneous parts over here and a steering wheel that I may end up using or cutting down, or I don't know. I thought it was a really cool design. I just have a couple other steering wheels over there for reference. But I have an idea for a chassis, and I'm debating on what I should do for an engine. I would love to do an old school baby Hemi. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'd love to put a 348 or 409 in it, but those might be too big for the chassis I want to run. Could do a flathead, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I'm trying to figure out what kind of engine I want to run. And the firewall has already been cut up. I have another firewall if I need to patch some of it back in just to make a build look a little cleaner, but we'll figure that out. But this thing's in pretty decent shape. And I have the roof skin from my dad's Camaro that I've been debating on using this to fill the roof in. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I may just end up running a canvas top on it. But most likely before I start this thing, I'll have to send it off to the acid dipper and just have all this treated inside and out so that way she doesn't keep rusting away on me. So that'll probably be the first step, and then I'll order a chassis. We'll fix all the body flex, and then we'll work on chopping it and getting this thing running and driving. This one will be a nice painted car. So that's the plan. Maybe something in line with this kind of a flavor. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's definitely gonna be like a 50s blue. Before I finish off the video, I wanted to show you that I got all the parts back from powder coating, and this stuff turned out really nice. We went with a full gloss on it. You can see the original core support even turned out really nice. We have all the suspension goodies in here. Some of it's just a little bit dusty, but all turned out really nice. So now we have a whole box of basically brand new suspension parts. So now my dad will get busy with putting bushings in it and making this back into a roller. So now he can focus on priming and painting the underside of the car and getting the suspension ready to go back under it. So he's got a lot of work to do over here. Just to bring you up to speed on the center field car, I have the front end literally just thrown on here to see what it looks like. I need to do some tweaking and figure out what exactly I need to do to make it fit, like how I got the rear quarter panels to fit. So that's gonna take some finessing, and I need to go back and redo the deck lid hinges, get the body bolted down, get this front end on with inner fenders, and then we pretty much just have to get the car wired and fired, and then it's going home. So things turning out pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Still needs some more sanding and stuff back here. Just been waiting to do all that stuff. But it's coming together really nice. So then once this is gone, we'll have some more space in the shop for some more projects. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot more work to do, and I also have some more projects to show you guys in an upcoming video that you're not gonna wanna miss. So I got a lot of work to do, and I'll catch you guys later.